hydration bladders worth it for bikepacking and ultra cycling events? Today we're gonna have a look at the new Apidura bladder, specifically designed to work with the Apidura Frame Pack and also a more traditional bladder from Osprey. Does a bladder designed for your frame pack has any advantages over the other bladders? Let's find out. As you can see, the Apidura bladder 1.5 liters has the same shape at the front that the Apidura Frame Pack of 4.5 liters, and also leaves you some space to store other items, which is quite nice. The Apidura hydration bladder comes in 1.5 liters like this one, and in 3 liters. The 1.5 liters, the smallest bag I found it is compatible with is the Apidura Expedition Frame Pack of 4.5 liters, and you also have the 3 liters one, which is supposed to be compatible with the Apidura full frame bag. As you can see, it has quite a long hose. I actually had to cut a lot of it, but it's supposed to be nice for riders who are tall, but you maybe will have to cut it. Here it has a mechanism that allows you to easily remove the hose and is compatible with other hoses. For example, you can use the hose from a camelback bladder, which is nice. That's something that you cannot really do with the Osprey bag, so it makes it much more difficult to clean and to use. I'm not a fan of the hose of the Apidura bladder because you can easily bend it in comparison to the one from the Osprey bladder, which is much more difficult to bend. The hose of the Apidura bladder is supposed to be a high volume hose. The valve of the Apidura bladder is a bit more difficult to use because you have to make sure you open and close it properly, and you have to buy from it to be able to drink. This one is much easier to use, so you just have to turn it around and then you can easily buy it. I find it's easier to drink from this one. I really like that the Osprey bladder has this magnetic system, so you can use this clip to attach the hose, for example, to your handlebar and make sure it doesn't fall. So that's a really nice feature. And what I like the most is the mechanism that you use to refill it. So it's really easy. It has this Velcro here, and then at the top it has a really wide opening, so you can just open it here and then you can easily refill it even inside your frame bag. Which I find works better than the Osprey bladder. For example, this bladder, the opening mechanism. So you have to remove this plastic part and then you have to open it. The opening is much smaller than the one of the Apidura bladder, for example. And then you have to fold it. Sometimes it's tricky to find a way. And then you have to close it again. So it takes much longer. The Osprey bladder also has a capacity of 1.5 liters, but we can see that is much bigger horizontally than the Apidura bladder, which is designed to have the shape of the frame pack, so lets you more space on the frame pack to put other items. How to install? To install the Apidura hydration bladder, you just have to get the hose through the hydration port of the frame bag. Then you can connect the hose to the bladder using the quick click hose connection of the bladder. Then put the bladder inside the frame bag and actually refill it with water while the bladder is still on the bag. Then you can easily disconnect it from the hose and leave the hose in the bag and take your bladder to refill it. The Osprey bag is a bit more tricky because you have to refill it with water before putting it into the frame bag. Then you have to get the hose through the hydration port of the frame bag, which is a bit more tricky, and it takes most of the space of the frame bag, so it doesn't leave you much room for other items. I would say the Apidura bladder is definitely the winner because of its convenience, and it also lets you enough space on your frame bag to store other items. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button below. It really helps to support the channel. If you want to see a full review of the frame pack, here is the link to the video. See you soon.